All right, I am Blunt Bastard. We have another Blunt Bastard. He's at Novak DEPORTED, BK, and we have Jay Shaw's English teacher because he's no longer Rahane's agent or Barbie Army. He is done. He's a new person now, Jay Shaw's agent. We're going to talk about three things today in this podcast. This first podcast, if you're just watching this thing, will be about Novak's deported. The second podcast will come right after. These are going to be short burst podcasts. Next will be Ashes 4-0. Fuck off. Nobody can say 5-0 anymore. England done very well. Just one more delivery. One more wicket was there, but James Anderson saved them the 5-0. Fuck off. And the last podcast will be about, guess who? Kohli. It's game over, bitches. He has done it. He's left. He's gone. He said it's over. It's done. But let's talk about Novak's. This amazing saga. First, I want to talk about what were the greatest learnings from this incredibly bemusing and mind-numbingly stupid soap opera between Novak's and the Aussie authorities, or we learned nothing because we're Indians. And in general, what I was thinking was like, David Fincher, if you don't know this guy made Seven with Brad Pitt, Fight Club with Brad Pitt, Curious Case of Benjamin Button with Brad Pitt. Okay, didn't realize this thing until now. He does work with only Brad Pitt. Social Network, not with Brad Pitt, Girl with Dragon Tattoo, and Gone Girl, who likes the girls as well, just like us. All right, so my mom will be happy with that because I'm 40 years old and not gotten married. So she's like, okay, at least he likes girls. And I know my mom actually listens to my podcast and keeps telling me, can you just not use the F word? Maybe say duck, fuck, anything. Just don't use the F word. And I keep using it. So I don't know what the movie's name will be. It will probably be called Visa versus Vaccine or Novak's versus Vaccine or just Novak's. It could be like the combination of a Curious Case of Novak's, Djokovic. Well, I have a few questions for you guys. Now, where did Novak's actually lose the war? Because he won the visa battle, which we thought he might lose, but I was pretty keen that he might win because on technicality, this as long as what he was doing was not like an illegal problem, and also it was in Serbia, I was meeting people. He won that battle a few days ago, and then but the problem happened because he told everybody that he knew he was COVID positive on 16 December 2021, but then he went out and hugging and kissing kids on 17th. Then on 18th, he was doing an in-person interview and then getting photos taken without a mask. And then he comes to Australia, falsely claims that he hasn't traveled in the last 14 days. I mean, Novak Djokovic, you are there, the stamps are there. What the fuck are you thinking? Then he puts an Instagram post telling everybody that it's like he didn't do it, somebody else did it, human error, blah, blah, blah. Novak just wants to play by his own rules during this time, and particularly going to a city which has had the maximum lockdown, like the world record lockdowns in the entire world. Well, now it has ruled him out of the Australian Open, possibly a chance of creating history and winning his 21st Grand Slam and record 10th Aussie Open title. Now, please entitle me. You can start with Deportovic. Tell me, what do you think? Please give me a 2 cents, $2, 2 rupees, 2 Pakistani rupees, and 2 shillings about this entire saga, which has finally just culminated. He hasn't sat on the plane yet. People are saying if England gets out quicker today, they can actually join him in the plane. I'm not sure he's going to England. Wimbledon hasn't started, but all right, fair enough.
Yeah, this
Novak.
says as if we had like a dearth of new web series or Netflix shows. This is one more drama created out of thin air, so to speak. But yeah, I mean, it was a bizarre episode. If you ask me honestly, I had a sneaky suspicion that the moment the decision goes to the executive, like the judiciary like overturned, but actually the executive, in this case the government, has a special power to make a decision to deport someone or whatever on whatever grounds they feel like. The moment it went to the executive, to the minister, chances were that they are going to, it's a populist decision. It may not be, I would not say it's wrong or right, because it could have gone either way, but it was a popular decision because, as you rightly said, Melbourne has been one of the toughest cities to live in during the COVID period because they've had the longest and the bleakest lockdowns, and the people would have really turned on the government that why are there double standards, why is Novak Djokovic special. And I think that's the reason why, like, I think to stay popular or to prevent a backlash, I think then the government said it's just too much. And before the court overruled the decision and all that drama, you heard Scott Morrison's speech, right? He was like, if you come to our country, you follow the rules, blah blah blah. So in my mind, I think the government stance was clear from day one. It's just that the judge overturned the border officials' decision and things like that, but the government stance was very clear from day one. And so, yeah, I mean, this is where we are. It was entertaining. I think this was pre-tournament Djokovic versus the government. So yeah, now the real action begins. I guess from tomorrow or sometime next week.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. So
Tomorrow.
I was very surprised that even this guy got dragged till even Sunday, and he was still, if he had won it, he would have started playing tomorrow. I mean, I got to give it to him for that.
Yeah.
Only one point I'll add before I give it to the mic to Bikram, or so Jay Shaw's English teacher, that he did not really give them a chance to actually, make a decision in his favor, because all the fuck ups that he kept doing, had he not done those, at least they would have sympathized, because the fact that they could have been like, it's the popular decision, yes, but at the same time, Novak has his supporters and there's tons of them,
And
right? So they could have actually, hey, had he saved himself, just stuck, not played by his rules everywhere, not openly telling everybody. Also, people say when he came to Australia, some people in fact saying if he had not put that fucking Instagram post in the first instance,
Exactly.
he might have not caught so much attention, because all the people like went through anyway. It doesn't matter. It's not a big deal.
The issue really like got muddled against him and went against him is when he said, "Oh, it's a human error. I did like my team did not know where I was or whatever." Like like it clearly asked on the visa form. It clearly asked, "Have you traveled anywhere in the last 14 days?" And someone's like whoever, whether him or his team, wrote no. Doesn't his team know that like he like if you lie on the form you will get found out, like, and how can he justify by saying it's a human error? Like imagine you or me, like submitting a form for something and you lie on it and then you expect that, oh, like sorry, it was a human error, please let me go or pass. I mean, it's just stupid and bizarre. I mean, you're right, he gave no reason for anyone to sympathize with him, like anyone.
The last thing, again, sorry to not let Bikram speak, but it just reminded me, I had completely forgotten about it. This is like not even part of the script I thought of. The match between Brazil and Argentina, which a similar situation happened. They also filled their wrong form incorrectly by saying, no, we are not coming from England. But you are coming from England. What the fuck is wrong with you guys? Like, you play in England. Like, how the hell people don't know you play in England? Like, all of you play in England. We're not coming from England. Like, we were just watching your match, like, on the television 3 days ago. And you said, we're not coming from the UK. It's like, who the fuck is wrong with you? And by the way, I just thought the only thing could have been even better but that would have been a very short movie, but it could have been like the Brazil-Argentina match. He's playing, and in the middle of it, officials show up, and they drag him off. They're like, no, you cannot play anymore. You are deported. He's like handcuffed, moved away, and we were like, what the fuck is just happening? But
that would have been hilarious.
Yeah, that would have been something like, like the official walk on the pitch and say, okay, this is it. Novak, you're deported. It was like, what is happening? But part of me just wanted it. But once I read a lot of things that he has done, the gaffes, the fuck ups, I knew that it's never going to go in his favor. Plus, it's a bit of a unilateral decision also, so they don't have to explain it. He just gave them a lot of chance, a lot of ammunition to even explain this, because at the end people want explanation, right? So they explained also that he just fucked up. And yeah, Bikram.
Yeah, I think the movie would be called The Terminal Man. The name is already taken, but I think they can take care of it. So, yeah, I think in the last.
I know The Terminal is a movie. The Terminal with Tom Hanks.
I think there's Terminal Man also.
Okay, okay, it's a popular thing.
So anyway, I think last time in the last podcast I said the same thing, that I think whatever happened, it seems logical. He was given an exemption, he came, and then the officials decided that this exemption doesn't hold any ground, and they rejected it. But what will happen now? What he's doing will make it, will make it worse, and that's what happened. They appealed, and it went on, and he lied, and all the things came out that he had taken. He was tested positive, and then he went to all those events and everything. So yeah, it was written like it I mean, it was pretty evident to me that it is not going to turn out well for him. And if you see, it's a and as you asked at the start of the podcast, that what we learned is that you cannot win against the authorities. It's the same with him. It's the same with Virat Kohli. Even if you are huge person, huge figure, at the end the authorities will get you somehow. So I think that's the learning from this. And yeah, obviously it's whatever the reason is, he's in the court it was said that he's an anti-vaxxer. That's why you don't want him to play, and have that anti-vaxxers sentiment coming out and all that, especially during this third wave and all that. And even the opposition was trying, the Australian opposition was trying to get on the train and criticize the prime minister. So all that, it became a big political mess. But yeah, as you said, that he didn't give any reason for them to consider anything. Like he is just in his world. He just thought that he's big enough to just wing it and somehow get the exemption. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So
what
only
happens.
thing I would say add here is like, I think he did not expect what happened at the airport to start with. So now after that he was winging it. He just hadn't thought this through, and now every fuck up that he had done just came back to haunt him. And by the way, when you talk about
Yeah,
authorities, but what if it was Virat Kohli, the tennis player? What if he was backed by BCCI? I am pretty sure if this was cricket, if this was 93% of the revenue coming from one country, I think it would have been okay because he was from Serbia. If he was from United States, it could have been different. Now, let's end this podcast on thinking about French Open, which is up next. What happens?
and
Will
by the way,
Novak Djokovic? I want to ask
by
you,
the
will
way,
Novak Djokovic, if go on, sorry,
yeah, by the way, he might get banned for 3 years from entering Australia.
that's a standard thing. That's just the standard ruling. You if your visa gets cancelled in Australia, I know this personally. That it is
Yeah,
they just ban you for three years. You can always appeal that. That will never come into play. Next year will be a different world. He wants to play. That's my question is coming in because if France also makes it mandatory, uh, will Novak Djokovic finally budge? Because if he doesn't have a choice now, he gets in a situation. Do you think Novak Djokovic will finally get the vaccine and probably never get it, but just tell that I took it in Serbia? They'll give him the certificate.
that's what will happen. That's
Yeah,
exactly.
they'll give him a placebo.
No, he'll
Yeah,
never take it. He'll just say like, I have a certificate. There you go. Done. Show it to you. Shove it up your
I
fan.
somehow
When
think,
his biography comes when he's 87-year-old, he's like, you motherfuckers. I did it. I never took it. I never took it.
I
And I
somehow,
told everybody I
yeah,
took it. You
correct.
asshole.
I
And
somehow
all of you
think
are dead. There's only 3 people alive. Me, Virat Kohli, and Cristiano Ronaldo.
they'll be best pals. Yeah,
They'll be
yeah.
like
I think
besties. I
Yeah,
mean,
I think
yeah,
the France situation will be different because they like it's the European Union. I think the rules will be similar, or at least he is a citizen of the EU, and maybe those things might come into play. I'm assuming Serbia is a part of EU, so I'm assuming the rules will be slightly different, and it'll not be as like my way or the highway, because Australia is a separate entity on its own. When you're part of the EU, I'm sure like there'll be something or the other. But I think more than that, I think he wanted to play the Aussie Open because he's like overwhelming favorite, right? In French Open, if Nadal is playing 9 times out of 10, he'll go through all the way, right?
that's why he won it like
So
12
it's
times.
not a sure shot. Yeah, even though if he plays, it's not sure shot, right? That he'll win as overwhelmingly favorite
He
as he
did win
was
the
for the
last
Aussie
time.
Open.
He did. He's the defending champion of everything, by the way,
Yeah,
apart
that's
from
true.
America.
Almost. Yeah,
Almost.
Yes.
almost. So yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see what the French Open, I think French Open is still 3 months down the line, right? It's in
Yeah, it's
April, if I'm
few.
not wrong.
No, it's April or May. In fact, it's 4 months,
Yeah.
so it'll take a while. It'll take a while.
So who knows? Like things might change. Things might be opening up. But yeah. Anyways, it'll be interesting to see what's the protocol there.
Yeah, French Open starts on 22nd of May. It ends on right on Bikram's birthday. Bikram, you're on 5th, right? I keep mixing it up all the time. 6th,
Six.
6th, right? Yeah, just 3 days off. So after if on 5th it finishes, then Bikram's birthday comes, which is much more important. Also, I checked on what is Serbia's status in the meanwhile, because that's how amazing I am. I should be the Joe Rogan's guy, the guy who sits there. So Serbia has officially applied for citizenship or membership in 2009 for European Union. It's still under negotiation, expected to complete negotiation by 2024. So I don't know, 15 years are they negotiating? What exactly are you negotiating? You take me or leave me. I mean, I don't understand for 15 years what exactly is changing, right? It's not like, oh yeah, we're talking about
That's
this thing. They're waiting for Novak to take the vaccination.
No, actually, we think about all the red tape which is here. It's even worse in European Union. It's very bad. So things take a lot of time to happen. But yeah, I think next time he'll just say that I've taken the vaccine. I mean, he's the most popular person from Serbia. I'm sure some doctor can just vouch for him or
That
just
is
give
not a
him some.
problem. You can come to India, you can get it. I have certification, so don't worry about that. Your certification, by the way, nobody else's. Like, I have it. Okay, I want to finish this podcast on something which I really, really want to say. I'm not even sure it fits, but the one thing I'm going to miss out is I really wanted Novak to play this Australian Open and win the goddamn thing, and then come out when the presenter come in and say, after all this hardship, why do you think, Novak, you won what made you? What was the most important thing? And I wanted him to say it because I'm unvaccinated. That's why I won, motherfuckers. That's why I won it. And that would have been like the greatest fucking dialogue ever in the history. It's like, I won because I'm unvaccinated. And they would be like right across his tombstone, right across his chest, right across all the anti-vaxxers. You won the fucking Aussie Open because you were like not vaccinated. People will be like, can we get unvaccinated after getting vaccinated? Like a tattoo can be removed. Like, can you remove this vaccine from us? Like these kind of problems. But people have been very candid with me about vaccine. And if they are not rigid in their mind, they have openly accepted that they face like some weirdness in their body after they put all these things in there. I'm not sure that's like sometimes people feel weirdness, but then they keep relating to something which is the very specific thing happened to them. But then I've had multiple people telling me like this happened, that happened, nothing major or anything, but they've said they've had some different things happening in their body since they got vaccinated. It was just, but it's always been women who are hormonal, obviously, never been particularly men specifically, and definitely not younger men. They're like, I don't know, man. I just used to putting stuff in my body anyway. So one more thing. So on that note, we'll end it. But you didn't answer my question. Will he take it, like for real, not the furgy certificates? Will he take it? Will he bow down to pressure? Because he'll not have a choice, right? Or will he keep playing Novak by my rules?
I think knowing him, he will buckle down even more. Like he is in his own world, and I mean, from whatever off the field, whatever I hear about him,
you mean
and
buckle
listen
down?
to
Okay,
him,
maybe using a wrong term there. You mean like
he'll
double
not.
down?
I mean, double down. Yeah, he'll
Okay,
just
make it
double
sure
down
for the audience. Doubling down.
on his.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, so he will just probably be even more defensive, and probably that's my take on it. He might not take it, and I'm 100% sure. I mean, once the situation starts clearing up, I think the rules will relax. But yeah, you can't predict anymore. We've been in the same story for 2 years.
Now, Australia has the same rule. Whether you come in 2023, you should have been vaccinated. That will not change for Australia. It could be different. Obviously, it will relax. The wave is already going to start receding very quickly, right? We have the last people. It's going to recede us also. Yeah. So you think he's going to take it, Bikram? Or Jay Shah's English teacher? Not a good job you're doing, by the way, there. He's not speaking very good English, is he?
I've just been appointed.
BCCI.
Yeah, I think I guess what I said was that he will not take it. Obviously, he may just fake it, but I think he will not even fake it. I don't think he'll just be like what he is right now. He'll just say that I will not take it. I don't believe in the vaccine, and I think he won't even fake it. So he'll be just like this.
Okay,
just one maybe this is slightly tangential, but I'm curious whether he's taken vaccines of polio, measles, all these things that we take as kids. I think sometimes
he didn't make a choice right there.
Sometimes ignorance is bliss. Like his parents made his choice, right? The parents today who are anti-vaxxers, they made a choice to take certain vaccines and not take certain vaccines. Like, are they like so scientific that they analyze, okay, this vaccine is good, I will take this vaccine, I'll not take. So the point is that we take over a lifetime, we take probably 20 different kinds of vaccine. The fuss is about only this one, which, I mean, for better or for
Because,
worse, like
yeah.
anything that's up for debate on the internet, people have views.
Yeah, because I think because the logic is that it's not proven, it has been rushed through, so it's not. So whatever it is,
I'm
but
sure.
yeah,
It's
I'm
not
sure
polio,
the
right? There's a difference.
first year of polio vaccine, it was not proven, right? People took it. So if there is a first for everything, I'm not pro or against,
Yeah,
but I'm
comparing
just
polio
trying
with
to.
like a COVID flu is different altogether, right?
I mean,
Yeah, it's like, it's just like polio is that something is very serious. You have to live with this shit. Like that's the bigger problem. Like polio is another. It's like comparing.
this started
I
out
don't
to
know,
be very serious when it
cancer
began.
with
Right?
hair
yeah,
loss. Yeah.
I think there is we are going into a different tangent, but the
I know.
problem.
I just want to end this thing because again, my throat is still not good because I have COVID. So like, I'd keep taking vaccination all day. Yeah, that will like that.
Like that
Yeah.
Bihar guy who took like 18 or 20 shots
Yeah.
of corona. He said he liked it. So and
I
probably
like.
got jailed, I guess, or something. So yeah, I think the main reason why people are not accepting this vaccine is because this is the procedure for making this vaccine is different than the traditional vaccine. That's why a lot of anti-vaxxers are against it. I think it's called mRNA, which is an unproven, or I don't know, not unproven. I don't want to say something unscientific, but it's like it's not something how all the traditional vaccines are made. Most of them, I think the Indian co-vaccine is the one which is made in a traditional way. It is the virus is I mean, they take the virus and then they make it something like that. So that's why a lot of people are not really keen to take the vaccine. So yeah, that's that.
Yeah, I think it got a bit unscientific because you're just talking about very specific. mRNA is actually the one which has been the most effective one, which we don't have in India because it's brutally expensive. That's the Pfizer one you're talking about, which also needs to be stored in minus 80 degrees or some shit like that. Okay.
Yeah, something like that. So I don't
I
care
don't want
about
to
it.
extend it too much because this is just going on different direction. But I have one more thing to say, which I just noticed, which I think we missed in the last podcast. After the podcast finished, I was realizing that this guy got COVID positive on December 16th. First of all, I don't think that COVID positive is true. He was not. It was a fake one, deliberately made. Just listen, hear me out. When was this guy? There's two shots, right? And there has to be a gap between two shots, right? December 16, he gets COVID positive. Australian Open starts right now. Okay, within a month, exactly a month. When was this guy planning to take the vaccine? Did you think about that? When was this guy actually planning to take vaccine?
He was not
Never.
planning to take any vaccine.
No,
It just
I'm
happened.
just saying. He's saying I didn't take it because I got COVID positive. When exactly were you planning to take it?
It's just
He didn't even
a
have enough
lie.
time. So the last thing was he rather get a COVID positive just at the right time and then push through. He just didn't think so much after that. He's like, I'm not like I'll walk around anyway. And then I'm like, motherfucker, you're not supposed to walk around.
He dug himself in a bigger hole.
You're not supposed to walk around, just chilling. It's like. So anyway, so both of you think that he's not going to take it. I think I'm also leaning towards that because if he's a man of his word and he's also a Serbian, so if Serbian can wait for 15 years and still not get their fucking European Union card, and now the European Union will be like, fuck you, Novak, we'll actually delay it by another 4 or 5 years of deliberations. I don't know what they're talking, but these things have happened. This is not first in India. We deliberate a lot before we start doing anything. So okay, on that note, thank you for listening. I think we're going to go with Ashes. And if you want to keep watching and look at the next podcast. All right, take care. Thank you, Jay Shaw's English teacher, not doing a good job. Deportovic, you're definitely getting deported. I'm Balan Pastor Gap. See you next time. Love you all.